Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Stu.
And this is Bad Screenplays.
We've been writing screenplays for years, but couldn't get anyone to read them.
On each episode, I read an unsolicited script.
And I read one. We pull them apart and decide if they're any good, but mostly try and have fun with them.
Maybe these screenplays will attract attention or get greenlit by First Draft Productions, our own fictional production company.
Mark.
Stu.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, brilliant.
Good stuff, man.
I'm ready for another couple of scripts.
Me too, you know.
I'm hungry for it this week.
I was born ready. Just before we crack on, we can make a small mention to the flurry of activity that was Reddit recently.
Yeah, man.
We managed to basically attract the attention of a couple of hundred American listeners. So, well, hello, America.
Hello.
I'd like to apologise for any slightly snarky comments I may have made about America in the past, although none come to mind. But I'm generally quite snarky about everyone, so no one's safe.
Yeah. You don't discriminate against anyone in particular.
It's like that James Acaster joke about liberals need to treat everyone the same. It's like, it's like walking down the street and seeing a bully punching someone in the face. And so you go over, punch the bully back, and to treat everyone the same, you go to the person he's bullied and go, and you're a little prick as well. That's treating everyone the same. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No, really good this week. It was blown away, actually, all these scripts falling in our laps, and I've got a list in front of me of all kinds of people who have sent scripts in, and we have read every one of them.
We have. Some of them were extremely long, and every bit brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too right. Did you fancy doing a roll call of the brand new friends of the show, Stu?
Yeah, oh yeah, sure. Let's name a few names. We've got
Angel Morels, Anthony and Frelly Larkin, Kingsford, Tuesday, New Year, Nicholas Mejia, Zachary Dillon, Henry Hinder, Michael Morero, Questa, Cody Williams, Gregory Banderano, Nathaniel Edgerer, Chris Frigo, Jamie Byers, Scott Soyd, Earl Lathrop, Austin Gold, Rob Higgins, Kevin Slappey, Ray Jensen, Tom Callage.
I understand that if this is the first time you've subscribed and you are tuning in for a nice, fresh episode, apologies. I do know that reading out people's names who you've got no idea who they are, it isn't the best podcast, but don't worry. I have a feeling that last section went by rather quickly. So thanks for sticking with us.
You're going to make that chipmunk voices, saying it really fast.
Yeah, I mean, we got to make mention of all these good people, but I know what I like when I listen to a podcast, and I ain't listening to other people's names.
Fair play, man. Is that like at the end of an advert where it's like the most amazing product imaginable? It's going to change your life. Amazing product will not change your life. Do not buy. Do not pay £16. At the end of it, like,
talk to your physician about whether Gelarallax could be right for you. Yeah. May cause death. May
cause premature death.
Yeah. Okay, now. So, I'm trying to think what I did this week apart from keep checking statistics on our podcast.
That's pretty much all I've done so far.
Right.
Look, I've sent you a couple of photos of where I was today, which is quite an interesting place. It's basically a cellar, and if you look at those pictures, I'm not sure if I can post them online actually, because that's the way it looks. That's not a dressed up set or nothing. That's
you
the way
shouldn't. You shouldn't
permanently
post them. No, it's career suicide.
It is career suicide. You're absolutely right.
But just to give the listener a view of what we're looking at, it's just like a dingy, shabby warehouse, old Victorian warehouse, maybe with hundreds of oak barrels, like whiskey or wine barrels, all stacked up and laying around.
The thing that struck me about it, there's probably 20 plus rooms that size, and each room might have 200 barrels in. And
are they full?
All full with rum and whiskey, and they've all got different stamps on them and different barcodes and different this and basically the place is used to age barrels in some damp basement in Liverpool docks. And apparently, most of the whiskey ones are used for blends. So the whiskey that's in them is 90% whiskey and it's not drinkable. But it's used for blending other whiskies. So it's sent away, drained half the way down, and then that gets watered down and used as a blend. So apparently, each one of those barrels potentially is worth tens of thousands of pounds because it's so concentrated. So if you think 200 barrels of room, 20 rooms, and one of them's worth tens of thousands of pounds, it's completely...
Oh my God.
It's baffling.
Is this like this warehouse? They don't advertise where it is. Like, I mean, if you've got a warehouse full of millions of dollars worth of whiskey and rum, you haven't got a sign on the door saying whiskey storage incorporated or anything, right?
Big neon sign pointing down on it. No, you wouldn't know it was there. You genuinely wouldn't know it was there. And the security's pretty tight. And it's right deep down, a couple of floors down below ground. But
so you've got all these barrels everywhere with these amazing liquids in, and you're probably walking around with a nice DeWalt drill on your hip, and like a 2 mil bit.
Well, the place absolutely stinks of booze. It reeks of it, and there's just big puddles everywhere. So some of them are just leaking on the floor.
No,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you come home smelling like you've been out for the night?
Yeah, my clothes absolutely reek. They stink.
Yeah.
But this was for the TV show I'm working on at the minute. Like it looks like it's been dressed for a set the way it is at the minute. It's crazy.
It does. It really does. Ready to go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
No, I haven't really done anything like that this week. I went up just a bit of work, bit of TV, bit of life. But nothing to report really. Reading some good scripts from all these guys.
I've done nothing but read scripts. Should we take a step into escapism? And a script that you've sent me now is called Chad Briggs Monster Hunter by Mr. Ryan Lee. So should we take it away? Is there anything I'd like to say about this show, or should we just go for it?
I think we've teased our dear listeners enough. Dive right in.
Chad Briggs Monster Hunter. Fade in. External forest clearing night. Crunching footsteps disturb the dark stillness of the forest. A blood-curdling howl rings out. A large, ape-like creature walks into the clearing. Dark hair covers the beast, which looks to stand over 6 feet tall. Protruding mammary glands indicates a female.
It's Bigfoot again.
It's big. Makes me think of the English version of The Office, David Brent's band Foregone Conclusion with Craig Mammogram Monkford on lead guitar.
You know, it didn't. Oh, that's so weird. I was just reading about that this week. Like, remember Razorlight?
Yeah.
The guitarist from Razorlight apparently was a band member of Foregone Conclusion.
What was it? What's his name?
In the
Craig
movie?
Mammogram Monkford. His name's Craig Monkford.
I don't know. No, it's not. Hold on. Oh fuck! I'm going to cut all this.
Seriously though?
Yeah, his name wasn't Johnny Burrell or something. I was just reading. Was that the lead singer?
Yeah, it was.
Living in America.
Oh my Lord.
No, in America. Razor. Apparently, they had a big falling out.
Yeah, because Johnny Burrell comes across as a massive dick.
Yeah. Razorlight. Oh, ex-drummer Andy Burrows breaks silence. So Andy Burrows, and I was like, oh, okay, so look him up. And he was linked to Foregone Conclusion.
What?
Like, I think in the movie. Did you see the movie?
Yes, at Life on the Road.
Like Andy Burrows' Life on the Road. It comes straight up. Yeah, he's in the band. You know that band that he hires, like, and he has to pay them to have a drink with him.
Yeah. Remortgages his house and he's booked studio time, but he's just spending his mortgage.
And just wasted every penny.
Yeah.
Andy Burrows was the drummer on...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there you go.
That's crazy, man. That's brilliant. Okay, so it strides to the centre of the clearing, raises its head and lets out another horrifying bellow. Then it waits. More footsteps approach. Another figure looms at the tree line. It's massive, at least 2 feet taller than the female. It grunts.
Was that a mating call?
I think it might have been a mating call. It just starts playing Hot Love Highway on the guitar. It was a mating call. I got up and sung that at Jam Night once.
Really?
Years and years ago, before it was on a fucking advert.
He did that in the meeting where he went home to get his guitar.
Get the guitar.
I love that. And he goes. I'm not going to sing. But Gareth goes, "She's dead." She's not dead.
She's gone. She's gone.
Dead.
She's
not dead.
She's not dead. It's still fantastic, isn't it? Like the English version. I haven't watched the American version. I believe that's fabulous as well. Like, I've heard good things. Okay,
I've heard great things. It's weird because like a week and a half ago it popped up on Netflix, and I gave it a go and I watched half of the first episode and I had to turn it off.
I believe I've been told that once they shed trying to imitate the English version, by about season 2 or 3, it just completely becomes its own thing. And apparently Steve Carell really, really like owns the role, and that's what made him such a huge star.
What was missing, because what put me off was it was line for line like the British version.
Yeah,
it was the same jokes, and they just didn't. Okay, nice. I'll give it another go, but I'll start from 3.
I haven't watched it, but that's just what I've been told. Okay. A huge male Sasquatch walks into the clearing. He approaches the presenting female.
Presenting?
Oh, sorry, I missed the line. The smaller female turns her back to him, walks to a tree stump and bends over, lifting the rear end.
Okay.
Sorry. And the huge male Sasquatch is excited by this. One more step, and the net hidden below the dead leaves scoops up the monstrous male. It screams and howls in fury. The female turns round, reaches to her neck. Chad Briggs, 35, takes off Sasquatch mask. His dark eyes focus on the raging but captive beast. He squeezes his fake boobs.
Yeah.
Chad, I tell you, a nice set of tits guys will lose their minds. I don't care what the species. Exit truck, forest, night. That's a brave move from Chad, sticking his bum out to a Sasquatch.
Yeah. Bait.
External truck, forest, night. A large truck sits parked on a forest trail. Internal truck, whole night. Chad rides in the hydraulic lift at the back of the truck. He walks in, where a variety of monsters snarl in their cages. He grabs a clipboard and pencil. Chad walks to the newly captured Sasquatch. Makes a notation on the clipboard. Chad, Sasquatch, male. Moves to the next cage monster. A snarling werewolf. Werewolf, male. He writes something down on the clipboard. Moves to the next monster. Half human, half salamander wallows in a plexiglass tank, holding about 6 inches of water. Try saying wallows in a plexiglass tank.
So half human, half dragon?
Salamander? Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's like a lizard, like a newt or like a lizard thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Chad taps the eraser of the pencil thoughtfully on his chin as he studies the grotesque thing. I'm just going to call you fish creature for now. I'll think of something better later. Sex indeterminate. He moves on to the last cage, where a heavily bearded man clad in filthy clothes sits. Chad scribbles on his clipboard. Sewer beast, male. Man, I keep telling you, buddy, I'm just homeless. It's a bit mean, isn't it?
Oh, that's comedy gold.
Chad, sure. Chad sets down his clipboard, walks out of the truck. External forest night. Chad closes and locks the rear doors. That's what I call a fruitful weekend. He yawns, stretches.
Have we got all of those in the weekend?
He did? Bloody hell.
Damn.
Tanek, off screen, Romanian accent. What do you think Tanek should talk like? Because I'm not doing a Romanian accent. I know. What collection would be complete without the ultimate prize? When I said Romanian, I'm going for Burnley.
Burnley?
So anyone from America, Google Burnley.
Don't, America.
Anyone from Burnley, close your ears.
Yeah.
Chad spins around, reaches to a holster at his side, pulls out a 9mm pistol. He steps into the clearing, peers into the dark trees to locate the source of the deep voice. Chad, who's there? Tenek, you're a fool. Chad spins towards the voice, struggles to aim his gun. Chad, you don't know who you're messing with out here.
You know what made me think instantly there was it it wasn't the Mexican. What was that Robert Rodriguez movie with not the mariachi?
Not Desperado.
Man. Was it Desperado? Johnny Depp's in it. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
I've not seen that.
It's one of the 3 in his trilogy.
Oh, is that part of the Desperado trilogy?
Yeah.
Right.
And Johnny Depp's the CIA agent, the narcissist, whatever. At some point he gets both eyes out and he's just standing in this clearing with like 2 guns just listening. It's like, and, he hears like the and he just turns, bang, 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 bang.
Oh, God. I thought you were going to say Johnny Depp plays a man from Burnley.
Yeah, that would be better.
It's like that most recent Dr. Dolittle film where Robert Downey Jr. decides to do a Welsh accent.
Oh, he doesn't. I haven't seen it.
Very, very poorly. And it's like to the point where you can't understand the word he's saying. And the film's unwatchable because you can't understand anything.
Oh, no.
And you can just imagine that they were delighted to get him in the film. And he started, oh, guys, here's my take. I'm going to be Welsh. And they've all gone, okay. And he started talking and people were all too terrified to tell him, yeah, we don't know what the fucking hell you're saying. And he didn't want to get him back or couldn't afford to get him back to do his lines again.
No.
If it pops up on Netflix or anything, just give it a little watch. It's so bad.
Russell Crowe got slated for that, for the Robin Hood remake a bunch of years back.
Oh,
and to the extent where like Channel 4's film critic was going, some have said, sir, that your English accent was questionable. And he'd obviously heard this criticism 100 times. He's like, you got deaf ears, mate. You got deaf ears, as he's taking the mic. You got deaf ears, as he's unclipping the mic, and he just walks up. Just walks up. Yeah, the interview's over.
Oh, shit. He's meant to be really prickly, and he's been a bad interviewer a couple of times, hasn't he?
Really?
Yeah, I believe so. You've got deaf ears.
You got deaf ears, mate. Yeah.
Do you think an interviewer enjoys that experience? Like, yes, I've managed to piss him off. He's stormed out, and then everyone's going to read this interview because that's what people want to read. Or do you think the interviewer goes, I had loads of questions planned. I was just going to get this out the way and ask you loads of really interesting ones.
I'd say they probably want to, unless they're just like a short-term thing, I'd say real journalists and film critics, they want to ask about the movie. They want to ask about, like, I don't know why you would bring something up to insult maybe he was baited or something. But, yeah, it'll get you a few clicks, quite a lot of clicks for a few days, and it'll die off, and that'll be you. And you know what? You won't get any access from Warner Brothers Media anymore because Russell's just said, so it could be a short-term blip for you, but long-term it wouldn't be so good, I don't think. It's
interesting, isn't it? I think you're absolutely right. We all love reading interviews where the person stormed out. You mentioned Johnny Burrell before. There's a really good one. I think it was the Guardian interviewing him, and he proper flipped and went mad. and the Guardian interviewer was like, I've got to just run this interview and word for word exactly what happened.
Right.
Look it up. And there's another one with oh God, what's his name from Smashing Pumpkins? Billy Howard. Billy Corgan.
Corgan.
There's one of the a fairly recent Smashing Pumpkins album, which he was very proud of. It was like, you're talking like 2016, 2017, that recent. And he gets halfway through the interview, asking questions, and Billy Corgan's like, yeah. Anyway, so what's the Guardian's problem with Smashing Pumpkins?
No, he's got a long memory.
He's gone, the Guardian's interviewing me. I'm just going to humour them for a few minutes and then I'm going to steam in. And apparently the Guardian have given even their so-called seminal pieces of work or whatever, 3 stars out of 5,
really, for
repeatedly, or even
Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness got 2.5 stars.
Or they probably dared to give him a 4 star as opposed to 5-star review and stuff like. And he turned around to the interviewer and says, so we've just released a brand new album. Everyone's giving it 5 stars. Everyone's telling me how brilliant it is. You know, all my friends said it's the best and all the people in the studio said it's fantastic. Why is The Guardian only giving it 2 stars? And the person's like, I didn't review that album. I'm here to ask you some questions about the Smashing Pumpkins. And so the interview goes so bad. The interviewer basically puts the pad down and goes, okay, let's unpack this then. Maybe
really?
Yeah, genuinely. Maybe all the people telling you your record's great are people who are working for you. And he's just got no comeback. Maybe all the people in the studio who are recording the album want to tell you that it's great because you're basically in employment because of you. And he's just got nothing to say. And it's just an awful atmosphere.
This is going on my list right now to read. Oh my God. That's
the Johnny
brilliant.
Burrell one's similar as well. It's a very, very similar mood where Johnny Burrell has a bit of a flip out at The Guardian. Right, okay, let's get back to this. Chad, you don't know who you're messing with here. A twig snaps at the opposite side of the clearing. Chad twirls around. Tanech off screen.
Chad Briggs. Beat. Monster Hunter. Notice how those last 2 words were dripping with sarcasm.
Chad, mister, you're about to be dripping with something in a minute. He's talking about beef dripping. Tanech off screen.
Allow me to illuminate you. The vampire.
Tanech's voice seems to move around the clearing at will. Chad, I'm not convinced they exist. Tanech,
oh yes they do.
Chad, don't tell me you happen to be one.
Tanech, I could kill you in a moment.
Chad, well then why don't you?
Your fear, it has a very pleasant aroma.
Chad, that's not fear, chump. That's Stetson cologne. Now, come on, face me, Mr. Vampire. What was that one we were talking about recently? Bigfoot's dick.
Bigfoot's dick, yeah. Is it Panther?
Sex Panther.
Sex Panther.
Smells like Bigfoot's dick.
It's like Bigfoot's dick.
Actually,
smells like vampires.
Chad was almost about to smell like Bigfoot's dick earlier in the screenplay, wasn't
he? Oh, he was.
If he wasn't very careful.
Yeah, if you didn't get up from that tree stump quick enough. Oh, God, no!
Imagine the net thing didn't work and Bigfoot just had his way.
Yeah, he's not fighting his way out of that one. Oh, man.
Nope. I suppose that's, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah, the big pink Bigfoot sword.
Oh, man, that's definitely a band name.
Yeah.
Big pink Bigfoot sword. Anyway, I've got a feeling people wouldn't be referring to Bigfoot's feet if they saw the size of the guy's schlong.
Yeah, right. Bigfoot. That's what they latched onto.
Yeah, Tanech, off screen.
Very well.
Tanech, a handsome, smartly dressed, dark-haired man who appears to be in his 30s, emerges from the trees. Chad, so that's what a vampire looks like? Not impressed. Tanech,
try me.
Chad raises his gun and fires 3 shots into Tanech's chest. Tanech doesn't blink. No. Chad lowers his gun. I can see why Tanech should have been Romanian now. I'm starting to regret the Burnley accent, but I've got to persevere with it. I've started, so I'll finish.
A vampire from Romania, sure.
A vampire from Burnley. Chad, I'll be damned. Tanech,
soon enough.
Chad, how'd you find me? Tanech smiles, slowly approaches.
Not important. However, what is of the utmost important, Chad Briggs, is that you pay for your crimes.
Chad, crimes? Tanech gestures to the truck.
I consider creatures such as those to be my brethren, if you will. Let them go.
Chad, never. Tanech,
you force my hand.
In the blink of an eye, Tanech moves across the clearing and grabs Chad by the throat. He bares his fangs.
Oh.
Tanech, last words? Chad, I lied. I do believe in vampires. In fact, I was kind of hoping one of you might show up. Chad presses a button on his jacket. A yellow mist bursts out. The next staggers back, drops to one knee, gags.
Oh.
Chad, garlic mist, never leave home without it.
Oh, so he's waiting for him.
Yeah, well, he's just prepared, eternally.
I love it.
Imagine when Bigfoot or Sasquatch approached and he meant to press the net and instead he just puffed a load of garlic out.
Garlic. Bigfoot was like, yeah,
Shit, no,
garlic.
run button.
I don't know.
Internal truck hold night. Tanek sits in a cage, dejected, as the truck rumbles along. The vampire looks at the filthy man who occupies the cage across from him. Tanek,
How did you get here?
man.
Just stupid, I guess. Like you.
Tanek,
Watch your tongue, human.
man.
What do you call human?
Slimy brown tendrils extend from all 10 of his fingertips. Ugh.
Oh.
Raw sewage flows from his grinning maw. Tanek steps back away, covers his mouth, groans in disgust.
So the homeless guy was a sewer monster.
He was a sewer monster. It wasn't just a clever name. Internal truck night. Chad drives the truck along a lonely stretch of highway. His eyes scan all that lies before him, like a predator. Chad, voiceover. And so goes the life of a monster hunter. Solitary, dangerous, more than a little illegal. But as I was born for this, any monsters out there, here I come. Fade out.
What's he going to do with all those monsters?
I've got no idea. Didn't that vampire teleport earlier as well? And he's just put him in a plexiglass cage.
Yeah, he did. And he goes, I can kill you at any second. Why didn't he just do that?
I know. I agree. That's a point well made. Although, I think the ending was quite good.
I had Channing Tatum in my head playing Chad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I imagine someone more like of a slick back, slimy, suave demeanour.
All right.
That's what I was thinking.
Nice.
But yeah, that was good, Stu. That was a good
Nice,
script.
yeah. I thought it was funny. I
Yeah,
like
it
that
was.
homeless guy bit. That was I just like that. It's super serious. And he's like, buddy, hey.
Just some guy there.
I was just, yeah.
It was full of ideas. I think whoever's written it, I forget his name. I did mention it at the start. He's turned up with loads of ideas, and he's put together an interesting, funny script. I'd like to see more from Chad Briggs, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, me too. Ryan Lee was the author, and
Ryan
I'm with you. It was well structured. It flowed super nice. Good character introduction. Yeah, funny. Good work, Ryan.
You could probably say I'm difficult. I probably hunt too much. I overanalyze my monster prep so I don't lose my touch. I am the greatest monster hunter that you're ever gonna meet, from the chupacabra down to the Bigfoot head that's in my fridge. So go ahead and judge me while it's still around, but don't forget I'm hunting monsters and selling bits of them for serious pounds.
So I've sent you a script from a Kevin Slappey, Slappy, Swinny, Swanson, Samsonite.
The Ron Swanson Pyramid of Greatness. You gotta watch
Ron
Parks and
Swanson.
Rec.
Oh man, they've just dumped Parks and Recreation on Netflix.
Oh, have you been binging?
I've watched the whole thing for the second time. Was it last year, the year before last? I think I could just do it all over again because it's
Bacon wrapped
so good.
shrimp. My second favourite food wrapped around my third favourite food. Or something like that. There's just so many great quotes from Parks and Rec.
It's great. I love where Ron Swanson goes to that breakfast restaurant and he goes, I would like all the eggs.
Yeah,
and then the
yeah.
person walks away and he goes, excuse me, come back. He said, just to clarify, I don't think you understand. I want you to give me all of the eggs you have in the restaurant, every single one. And the person just look at him and go, yeah, okay, all the eggs.
Yeah. It's great, isn't it?
So I've sent you a script called Freezing Time by Kevin Slappey, which was sent to us a couple of days ago. Maybe when this episode was being released, it might be a couple of weeks ago. But thanks very much, Kevin. I enjoyed this.
Freezing Time. Okay. Fade in. Internal apartment morning. A single window is blocked by a semi-transparent curtain, allowing a dingy apartment to be dimly lit. The trash can in one corner is overflowing. There are multiple soda bottles lying around a computer desk. A plate of food lies on the ground, while a table remains in pieces in an unopened cardboard box. Have you heard of the subreddit neckbeard nests?
No. But I think I definitely need to.
Neckbeard nests.
Oh man, this is something disgusting.
It's the scene that we just described. People's
Neckbeard nests. Oh, why is it called neckbeard nest? Because that's what people with neckbeards live like.
I guess.
Oh man, this is fucking horrendous. Looks like a Tracy Emin.
I know. I haven't followed it. I can only dip in and out of it now and again. I just don't need that on my feed.
God, it's making me itchy looking at it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, no, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, turn it off. Turn it off.
Don't ever speak about that ever again.
Brennan, 20, sits on the only piece of furniture in the one-room apartment, his bed. He looks as is bed a furniture?
No. I don't know.
He looks as unkempt as the rest of the apartment, with hair that needs a trim, a shirt marred with sweat stains, and a sickly and gaunt face.
Did you ever see that Limmy sketch? Dee Dee? Where Dee Dee goes to the moon?
The heroin addict.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dee Dee. It's basically a bum. It goes by the name of Dee Dee and sits around watching Jeremy Kyle all day, and he'll make an extraordinary journey about getting on the bus and think he's going to a parallel universe. And there's one episode where Dee Dee goes to the moon. He basically smokes a banana peel and watches a kids program about going to the moon. It's fucking so good.
Since you mentioned Limmy last week or the week before, I'd seen his little face pop up on BB, and I just assumed it was like Mrs. Brown's Boys or something. I just saw his face. I'd never heard anything about how wrong I was. It's right up my alley. Like,
oh man, yeah, it's so weird, so dark,
so dark, so weird. It's perfect. I'm sitting there watching it like for the first time, like agreeing, going, yeah, that's right, Lemmy. Why do they say that?
This one where Dee Dee flies to the moon, when he's off his face, he's in a cardboard box with a tin hat on, and he's going with his dead thick, like rough Scottish accent. I was looking down. Look at all the tiny people. Looking down at all the tiny people. So I was investigating new technologies and different things on the moon. And he's just pulling a TV remote apart, pulling out the circuit board of the TV remote. It's so good.
If you like that, you're gonna. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen Tramadol Nights?
I have seen Tramadol Nights.
Do you remember when that guy was in the middle of a like manic episode, but he thought he was Kit from Knight Rider. He was talking to the car.
Yeah,
and he was going,
but he was just having a bad time.
Yeah, he'd taken like PCP or something, or PC, whatever it's called, and he could feel no pain, and he was just like off his face. He thought he was lying in the sun, so warm. He was like on fire or something.
That's Frankie Boyle, isn't it?
Frankie Boyle, I love that. Tramadol Nights, nice. Brennan, the only piece of furniture. He speaks to himself in a nasally voice as he sits on the bed, an excited look painted on his face. This is it, the day my life changes. I've dreamt about this for years. I finally can do whatever I want. I can freeze time. Brennan gets up and starts pacing around the room. Is that nasally?
That was very nasally.
Too nasally? Okay. I felt it when I woke up. Something so powerful coursing through me. I was a new person. Brennan walks to his bathroom sink and splashes water in his face. He stares at himself through a dirty mirror. I've been looking for years. It had been present for my entire life. My first memory was that feeling of something underground, beckoning me. Brennan stands in the middle of his apartment. He closes his eyes and tenses up, holding his breath. He releases. Nothing moves, but nothing had been moving before. I'm thinking of like Joaquin in Joker.
What scene?
Just like in his apartment, just dead skinny and
in
his apartment, just stretching. And
have you ever tried to do that when you're dead drunk and you just go, I wonder if I could just move something with my mind now, and you'd actually try to do it, for half a second?
The Force.
Have you ever done that?
No, I've never seen Star Wars.
But have you ever tried to move something with your mind to think, just so I definitely know that I definitely can't do it?
No.
Okay,
no.
Never mind. Let's move on.
I sometimes pretend I can do it with traffic lights, but I just know the sequence so well. I know when mine are about to turn amber and go green.
You go, and it's changed, yes, and then you just drive on.
Yeah, I go put my hand up and I go, change! And it goes to green. I just carry on driving.
Nice.
Yeah. Close his eyes. Brennan. No one else could feel it. No one else could feel it. It had called to me, and me only. I tried digging to it, but it was too far. I went looking for a way down everywhere, but there was nothing.
I don't think he's tried hard. It doesn't like he's tried hard to do anything in his life, this guy.
No.
Tried more than a couple of seconds to do anything difficult.
Certainly not clean his apartment.
Nope.
Brennan grabs a hoodie, throws it on, and then exits his apartment. I hope he's got trousers on as well. Last night, though, everything changed. I went back to the sewers. I'd looked around down there so many times. Oh, it's the sewer monster, the sewer man. I'd looked around down there so many times and found nothing, but I always felt so close. I found what I needed to find last night. A secret hatch.
Do you know when you were a kid, Stu, was one of your things, because we're more or less the same age, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I did. I like the turtles, yeah.
You like the turtle, or I think Hero Turtles, I think they might be in different countries. So, like, I was dead into them and had all the toys and watched the cartoons and all that sort of thing. And a lot of people in my school were too. Do you remember those rumours about this one kid who went down to a sewer to try and find the turtles, that urban myth? Do you remember that?
I think I heard that.
I think it was a proper urban myth that was just spreading through schools. I'm sure it was the same in different countries and stuff like that. So I read this script and thought, oh, I'm going to Google that urban myth. It was actually true. Can you believe that?
No.
Genuinely. Found an article in the Los Angeles Post from 1991.
No. Oh, no.
Where apparently the daughter of a sewage worker asked if she could go and play in the slime with Daddy to meet the turtles. And apparently there's that many kids who wanted to do it and tried to do it. The authorities in Los Angeles had to issue warnings of a serious risk of injury or disease.
Man, you could die like in a storm drain or something, or you go down to the sewer. Oh my god.
So it was a genuine thing, whether it was hyperbole or what. Like people genuinely wanted to, or tried, or spoke about it.
I mean, they certainly made it appealing. Who was your turtle, and what was your weapon?
I when I was younger, I was Donatello.
Ah, right. Donatello was the 2 sticks or the 1?
There was like a 1 long stick.
I thought it was Leonardo. Okay, I think I was Raphael, the 2 scythes, the red one. Is that right?
Yeah. I think it says a bit about you. Who your favourite turtle was. I think it's a fairly good indicator, isn't it? Like, I think Leonardo were like if you wanted to be sort of in charge, sort of thing. I think Raphael is if you were a bit of a cool guy and didn't really give a fuck. I think Donatello is if you were like, you know, thought you were a bit smart, and then Michelangelo is if you were a fucking idiot. The low flyers picked Michelangelo, I think.
It's still and it's still used like in the top psychologicals. There's the 4 personality types that they
yeah, okay.
Like if you want a job with the government and you have to go through all these personality assessments and things, that's what they'll put you in. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, or the other one.
Yeah, Michelangelo, thanks very much. We'll call you. Thanks.
Yeah.
You fucking idiot.
Sir, we've got a splinter in here.
I saw a funny like fake like a Daily Mash type like humorous fake news titles like The Onion, or I'm not sure what some equivalents are, and the headline was man aces turtles test just so he can become Raphael. So he's done it about 20 times and just wants to be Raphael.
Really?
Yeah. It was a fake thing. It's like everyone wants to be Raphael because he was like the cool guy, wasn't he?
That was the cool one. Oh, I didn't know. I just felt
all these years, Stu, you had no idea you were a Raphael.
No. Well, that's the basis of cool, right? You don't know it. You just are.
Yeah. That's right, man. Absolutely.
Okay. Brennan's found a secret hatch. External street day. Rain clouds block the sun. The area is of a small town. The sidewalks are almost empty. The apartment building Brennan exits is just 2 stories high. Brennan, to open the hatch, I found a bit of the wall that was humming. There was a bit of graffiti on it, so when I touched it and the hatch opened, I knew it must only respond to me. Brennan treks down a sidewalk, and many cars pass him, and he passes homes and small shops. He's walking down the street. The area is very nice and hospitable, unlike Brennan. It was like a big slide that led me down, so far down, and then it was just a small room, no bigger than my apartment. And there it was, the thing that had been calling me for my whole life. Standing in front of it, it whispered to me, "Let's be friends," though I couldn't make out the words.
I just imagine him completely covered head to toe in shit and condoms and things, having slid down the stairs.
The graffiti was a sign that says "Do not enter."
Risk of injury and death.
Danger.
Did you know that the second Turtles film was called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze? And I think ooze means shit.
Secret of the Ooze.
Ooze means poo.
Yeah, it does.
The kids wants to go and play in ooze, and Brennan sounds like he's covered in it.
Toilet put wet wipe stuck to its shell. Get it off.
The thing that was humming was a big fatberg.
It was a fatberg. Oh my god, fatbergs.
Fatbergs.
That's something else, isn't it?
Oh man. Yeah. Have you ever having a bad day in work? You think that your job's shit, doesn't pay you enough, whatever. Just think it's someone's job to break down fatbergs.
The size of double-decker buses. Stuck in like train tunnel sized sewers underneath cities. Just that yellow oh no,
it's just an abomination, isn't it?
But it's one of those like it says it'll be as surreal and as special, like, you know, if you were to climb a mountain and look out as the sun was rising, it's a unique sight that's just like awe-inspiring. You could be stood at the foot of at the base of a fatberg, and you can see all like things sticking in it, weird stuff. You look at, what's that?
What? Oh god, cotton wool buds and fucking. Oh,
yeah,
man,
but stuff you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, I think I'd rather go to Everest than look at a fat berg, man.
Yeah. Where did I get to? It starts to rain. Brennan puts his hoodie over his head and picks up his pace. It had no form, but it was beautiful. It's a fat fatberg. I reached out to it. And I think I passed out.
Yeah, no shit.
But I heard it in my dreams. Brennan. I could kill. No. Brother. Gold. Comedy gold. I could understand it now. It told me what I could do now. What I always wished I could do. It told me that I could freeze time.
And your career.
Sir, you can't be down here.
It's talking to me, it's fine.
Yeah. Turns round, his eyes are all bloodshot. It's okay.
It's my friend.
It speaks to me. Brennan arrives outside an apartment complex that looks almost identical to his own. This is it. I can fix my life. I can rob banks. I can avoid all my problems. I can kill people. I can get what I've always deserved. I can do anything. Brennan walks up the stairs to the second floor of doors. He walks along the corridor to a room and knocks. And Violet? Well, I have to try it out on someone, right? Maybe she won't actually notice anything happening. I don't really know how this works yet. Violet, 20, opens the front door. She's surprised to see Brennan. Probably because she has a restraining order against him. She's very pretty, with perfect hair and immaculate skin. She looks the opposite of Brennan. This time, I don't feel nervous talking to her. This power has already changed me. Oh, what's that smell?
You smell like shit.
Oh my God, disgusting. They have a muted conversation while Brennan continues to think to himself. They have friendly, familiar expressions. They gesture to each other, and eventually Violet lets him in.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Eventually she feels obliged to let him in. Internal Violet's apartment. Is it bad that most of what I've thought about so far with this power is committing crimes? Probably. But I'm a young and lonely guy who suddenly has power beyond belief. This is to be expected if you ask me. Violet's apartment is perfectly clean. Brennan sits himself on the couch while Violet takes a chair. Not sitting next to him. Still, I'll get away with it all. In fact, it'll be easy. And I do know that I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Brennan and Violet have been talking silently for a while now.
How's that work?
I don't know.
I just talk silently.
Brennan's just staring at her, I think.
He's having a conversation, just staring at her while she's trying to phone the police.
His lips are barely moving. A look of concern on Violet's face, quite right. Their voices fade in. Violet. I don't know what you're getting at, Brennan. Violet, I can freeze time.
Just turned up at this girl's apartment.
Yeah.
And then just leads with that.
That's his... Yeah. Violet just stares at him. Her face slowly becoming more and more a mixture of doubt and annoyance. What are you even... She's cut off as Brennan thrusts his hand out towards her. Violet flinches. Brennan shuts his eyes, strains, and shakes as he tries to stop time. He releases his body and gasps out. For a second, Violet doesn't move. A smile starts to creep onto Brennan's face. But then Violet moves. She slowly stands up and walks towards her kitchen. Backwards, I'm imagining.
She's realised that this man is a threat.
Yeah. Weird joke, dude, says Violet. Brennan is in disbelief. He whispers to himself, I can feel it. That was it. Hey, Brennan, are you hungry? I was going to make myself a chicken sandwich. I could make you one too. Brennan croaks out an unintelligible reply that Violet takes as a yes. Brennan stares down at his hands and then touches his face in shock. He looks over at Violet, who opens a cabinet and grabs some spices. Okay?
Yeah.
I did it. I know I did it. There's no way. Violet drops a small spice bottle and recoils. What the hell? This snaps Brennan out of his disbelief, and he picks himself up and glides to Violet. What happened? Violet picks up the spice bottle. It has a layer of ice all around it.
Whoa.
This is frozen solid. She looks at the bottle and then shows Brennan. It's a bottle of time. Fuck's sake. They both stare at each other. They can't believe it. Brennan froze time. Their expressions change to frowns as they turn and look directly into the camera. Fade out.
Oh man, the whole screenplay is a 5-page pun, and then they look at the camera at the end of it like amazing.
That's a dad joke. I could now go and put some time in the freezer, and then tomorrow just throw, oh, hey, you know, I can freeze time. Just pull it out. Done.
Yeah, but would we have had all this fun, Stu? Talking about fatbergs and shit.
Frozen herbs, they're frozen in time. I got my skills from a sewer rat ninja. Cold.
Kevin Slappey, well done, mate. Very good.
Good job, Kevin. Thanks very much. I really enjoyed that one, Kev. I thought it was good. It made me think of a lot of different things, and then the fabulous punchline. It was just a great big pun, and I love a pun and a dad joke.
Those bits that we did latch onto and found funny, I would play those up if I were you. You've got little glints in this of real good jokes, real humour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is supposed to, genuinely supposed to be funny all the way through. I'd imagine because the pun at the end, yes. Mm-hmm. But you could definitely identify those little slithers and enhance them more. I think that was good. Good framework, mate.
Yeah, totally agree. It's better than anything I've ever written. But if you permit me to offer some advice, if my advice is worth anything. I would pepper a few genuine laugh out loud gags along the way, and I would make Brennan even more of a cartoonish caricature and lean in on that, and take that as far as you possibly could. You know, make him even more of a mad character. I think that would be fun to read anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to see him getting up to other japes, and I would advise that people listening to Limmy's character Dee Dee, because there's some massive similarities between these two guys.
Nice.
But yeah, that was so much fun. We've got so many scripts to get through. We're going to spend the next couple of days trying to cut down some of these massive scripts into short chunks. I've emailed a few of the people who sent them asking them what they would suggest here and there. But we've got so many to get through. It's just great. Absolutely great.
Thanks very much for joining us. If you like this podcast, please subscribe, and why not tell a friend about it as well.
Absolutely.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.